Right.
お願いします。
No, not yet.
お
Now.
願いします。
お願いします。You. Hands up and down. Hey, side to side. Hey, hip to shoulders. Circles, one way. Circles the other way. Hey, arms forward. And back. Side. And the other side. Side. Change. Open, close. Oh. Hey. Assim aqui. Hentai. Ryoho. Benji. Yoko. Hey. Ki. Ko. Ki. Ko. And ki. Ko. はい、体を。そ So. Wait. Side. Oh. Hey. Side. 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 And back. So, behind. Front. Slow. Hey. Hey. Front. Down. Hey, your knees. Back. And circles. One way. Circles. The other way. Hey, sideways. Hey, down. Front. Back. Hey, hips. Hey, lowering your hips. Hey, hands out, pushing to your elbows on your knees, pushing your knees out. Hands in. Hands out. Hands in. Hey. Knees forward and back. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. So opening to one side. Hey. Open to the other side. And grabbing toes, raising hips. Hey. Lowering hips. Raising hips. Lowering. Raising hips. And your spine. Answers. Either side. So side to side. Lowering one side and the other side. Goes up and change. Hands in front. Change. And again. Change. The legs, elbows down. And forward. Wait, back. Going forward. Hips up. Hips down. Hips up. Hips down. Hips up. Hips down. And back. Hey, one side. The other side. One side. And change. Hey, side to side. Hey, breathing in. You. Go. You. Go. Thank you. Go. Hey, come down, please. And massaging the ball of your foot. Sorry, not the ball, the flat part of your foot. Remember, transferring weight into it. Transfer weight into your foot with your hands, with the base of your hand. Such a basic exercise doing this, but it's not a bad reminder of the way that we should approach basic things in our training. For example, katate dori, with the inside part of our hands, the palm of our hand approaching the point of contact and then transferring weight into that point of contact. So, it's such a very simple gesture in this case that is helping us to do a massage on our foot, but it's gesture that carries on into our basic practice. Using the palm of your hand, making contact with your partner, or your partner's arm or wrist or shoulder or whatever it is, and then consciously and in a controlled manner transferring weight from your center of gravity into the part where you're making contact. So again, a very simple gesture that in this case is a massage, but in a way is the way in which we should approach every katate dori that we are invited into. Okay, now going to your side of your shin. Side of your shin. putting weight on it. As you go up, now go on the back into your calf muscle. Okay, those are the two usually sore or tender parts of our lower leg. The side of our shin, which is normally where the ashi-jonkyo point it's found on the side of the shin, which is where our nerve and our ashi-jonkyo point is, and then the back of into the actual calf muscle, which is typically very very tender. And when we practice things like calf slices or leg controls, as we did a few times during the week, it's always going to be tender, but sometimes it's just too tender. Sometimes it's just, it's true that if we grab a person in a calf slice technique, it is going to be painful, but sometimes it's too painful. It's just, you can just hardly touch it. And then people is starting to complain straight away. So that is just not so much the result of the technique, but a reflection of the condition of our calf muscle not being looked after properly. Okay, so go down to your foot again. Sit and your foot and circles. Direction. And the other direction. So I'm happy to report that the plantar fasciitis condition that I've been having for the last few months is kind of improving and really, I mean, at the moment it's much better, for example, than it was a couple of weeks ago. And really the only thing that I can attribute to its improvement is the constant massage on my calf muscle and on my foot with exercises such as this. But also, when sitting down and watching television or a movie or whatever, I've been using a lot a machine gun, and then just keep working on the calf muscle area and the foot. So there has been a lot of massage involved, but not complex, just very simple like this. Together with the stretch of things like sitting and working on Suwariwasa, that has helped a lot to release the pain of the heel. I spoke with the podiatrist, and he said, "Oh, well, yes. I mean, that position clearly is stretching your foot and your calf in a way that releases the pain. So if you can do it, if your knees can take it, because not everybody has the knee health to be able to do Suwariwasa and Shiko, definitely helps. And then also strengthening, change size, and also strengthening the calf muscle with eccentric calf raises, which is possibly we'll do them in a minute. But anyway, strengthening your calf muscle and the lower and the foot with calf raises, stretching it with Shiko and Suwariwasa techniques, and massaging it with exercises such as this, plus the massage guns. Yeah, those three things seem to kind of be progressively doing the job. It's an interesting thing. Anyway, I won't tell you the whole thing of how the plantar fasciitis looks, because they did an ultrasound on my heel, and it's an interesting thing to see the condition of your fascia down on your foot, or the tissue fascia under the foot. But apart from that, massage, stretches, and strengthening, and seems to be doing a good job. So if you ever experience heel pain, number one, go and get checked straight away. Don't leave it too late, because you can leave it too late and it just degenerates more and more. And once you go there, possibly a combination of massage, stretches, and strengthening is what is going to be given to you. So go back again to your foot. So. Oh, change. Side. Up, down, up, down, down, and roll. But as I say, go and get it checked properly is very important, because The tissue can degenerate to a point where it actually tears, and then you're in another serious problem. So a friend of mine just had his plantar fasciitis tissue just torn recently, and he is in a much worse condition than if he had gone and checked it earlier in the process. So sometimes the pain is not as debilitating, and then we don't really give it any attention, and then until it is too bad, and then we have no option. So like everything else, try to pay attention on these things as soon as they manifest. Okay, so lying on your back and moving side to side. So so stretching one leg, hugging the other one. Change leg, hugging. Change both legs in. Grabbing your toes, raising your legs. Deep breaths. Means that legs down, crossing your leg, opening your hip. And change side, crossing leg, open hip. Change again, cross leg, open hip. Good. 5, and then now pass your arm and grab your knee. And relax. Change side, cross leg, open hip. And passing and grabbing. Down and legs up, and now opening in 90 degrees. Only one leg, opening your hip. Keeping one up and opening the other one. One up, opening the other one. There is a moment, if you ever, have a bit of a fun play or role with people from other martial arts, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, there is a moment where, you have your partner inside of your legs and trapping, and that's called the guard. And then it's an advantageous position for you if you have somebody and you're trapping them with your legs, okay, in a full closed guard or an open guard, it's an advantageous position for you because you have trapped them. So what they will try to do is to somehow pass the guard. So they will try to, break the leg a little bit open and then pass into a mount position. Is typically the way the exercise goes. So you have someone on your guard, and then they try to pass the guard. They open it by fixing their body and etc. using their hip, one side, the other side, and if we are really tight in our hips, it is awfully painful. Just the action of them opening your hip into this position in order for them to pass your leg and then pass the other leg and then mount on you. And that, again, that just reflects the condition of our hips, of how sometimes our hips are not open enough or conditioned enough to do that. So it's not so much that it should be painful, it's just that our hips are so tight that it becomes painful. So it's an interesting experience to be practicing with someone on a guard. They practicing passing the guard, and then they open the leg, and just this action of opening the hip, you going, ow, 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 that's supposed to hurt. That's not the point, but sometimes it just hurts and then passing the other side, and then they come into a mount position. So don't necessarily practice that very often, but it's a good reminder of saying, hey, I should be working on not having my too much tightness in my hip joints, that the lateral opening of my hip creates that much pain. Okay, so that's why a gentle way of doing that is this 90-degree opening that we try to practice in this exercise. Okay, now extending your legs, have on your hips, have on your heads, raise your head, raise your hips, and shaking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. One more time, head, legs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. One more, head, legs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. All right, turning around, facing down. So we're going to do our scorpion motions, but during the week, we've been working on Ukemi. I'm going to touch on that a little bit more in a minute. But we were doing hip hinges, and then it's important for us to remember the difference between raising our leg and raising our hip. So sometimes even from this exercise, we can just raise leg and shoot. Raise leg and shoot without really never actually raising our hip. So let's just isolate that, so we can identify the difference between raising your leg, okay, which is just your heel goes up, and now raising your hip, which means your knee goes up and down, and then change the other side, leg, hip, down, 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 leg, hip, down. So that feeling of raising your actual hip is what we are after when we are practicing our standing up hip hinges. So not just enough with raising your leg, because this has no impact on the position of my head. This is going to have an impact on the position of my head. Okay, so very important to know the difference between raising the leg and using the hip to raise. Okay, so this time raising leg, raising hip, and opening to one side. Change, leg, hip, open. Change, leg, hip, open. Change, leg, hip, open. All right, so now that was in the direction of leg, hip. So now this time, what happens if we do hip and then just open? Okay, so otherwise we get into the habit of always using the leg first and then remembering that we have a hip. So this time, bypass the leg, just raise the hip straight away and open to one side, but move from the hip, all right? So hip and open. The other side, hip, open. The other side, hip, open. Change, hip, open. Couple more. Hip, open. One more. Hip, open. And back stretch. So. Okay, so it's very important that we understand the difference between those two actions. I mentioned about the exercise that I'm doing for the plantar fasciitis on my calf, and the podiatrist quickly make a very important comment about the relevance of the eccentric phase of the movement in all our exercises. So just remembering that every exercise that we perform, push-ups, sit-ups, squats, calf raises, have really three phases. The eccentric phase, the concentric phase, and sometimes the isometric phase when you hold. But usually it's just the concentric phase, when you push something up, and then the eccentric phase when you in a controlled way you go. So for example, in a squat, concentric because you're pushing your way up, eccentric, you're controlling the way down. In a push-up, it's the same thing, and we do that a lot. So sometimes in dojo, so with concentric push-up, and then slowly eccentric push-up, and so on. So he made a good point of how important it is to work. He says people love the concentric phase of exercises because sometimes it's the explosive phase, and that's a and that's a good thing to develop. But in order to strengthen and truly develop strength in a muscle area, he said the eccentric phase is much more relevant. So in the exercises that we're doing for my calf muscles, usually I find a little, like here, a little step. Okay. If you have a step, otherwise, and you do that, you raise with your two heels, with your two legs up, and then you raise one leg, and then you find the eccentric form of your exercise going all the way down. Okay, so which means the control on the way down. So you go up with both knees, raise one, and slowly 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower. Up and slowly 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up, slowly down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up, slowly down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more. Up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now change to the other side. Forward legs and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up. 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 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And stop. All right. So anyway, so if you do push-ups, sit-ups, car races, squats, even basic things like our dead bug exercise, which we do. Remember the 4 basic formats that we do is cross lateral when it's opposite side and opposite leg. Then it's homolateral when it's same side and same leg. Then it's bilateral when it's both sides and both legs. And then there is isometric where your arms are back, they are holding in there, and then you basically use only your legs. When you do the isometric form, if you have some light weight, to create tension on that and hold that position, it's a good way of experiencing the isometric phase of it. In doing that. So isometric exercises, eccentric exercises, always kind of have them as part of your constant work and study, as much or possibly more in our case than the concentric phase of exercise. Okay, so Ukemi. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This time all of the way to your knee. And making a big circle with your foot, passing it behind your body, and making a circle the other side, and up to your knee, making a circle with your foot, passing behind your body, circle, and up. 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, this time we're going to do the same thing from sideways roll. Okay, so you're going to go on one side, you're going to go sideways roll to the other side. Up here, do one side, come up, and do the other side. Yeah, sorry, with sideways roll. So sideways roll, one side, you're going to pass, you're going to come up, and you're going to do this. You're going to pass all the way behind you, big circle. At the moment, we're working on making a really big circle with this leg, just to encourage that leg to remember the importance of passing through, okay, as part of your action, okay? So sideways roll, using that leg, making a big circle, okay? 1, there we go, and up, 2, there we go, up, 3, vertical, up, 4, vertical, up, 5, vertical, up, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, okay. Another exercise that we did during the week was this combo exercise to, when we did our seminar, we finished with a super keiko, with a continuous practice of kote gaeshi. And what people find more difficult in a continuous practice is not is a technique that they're receiving constantly, but is the getting up. The getting up is what becomes quite complicated. So what we did to practice that way of getting up was just to give a bit of freedom to the legs. So we're going to do sideways rolls, and then first just sideways roll, opening, crossing your legs. Sometimes we sideways roll and end up one leg up, one extended, one leg up, one extended. But sometimes the strength of the projection is so strong that we just end up, or it's convenient, or it's okay to just move the legs side to side and then cross it. So just start first with that, okay? So from side to side, 1, cross your legs, 2, cross legs, 3, legs, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now, this time after doing the crossing of legs, we're going to end up in a shin box position. So we're going to go 1, 2, and then the other side. So 1, 2, and then the other side. 1, 2. So enter, do the swing of your legs, let them free, let them move. It's a very similar feeling on the legs as to what this feeling of the arms is when you are doing it properly. The fact is that it's not so much that the arms are moving because they want to move, is that your trunk is moving, your arms are relaxed, and then the arms are just following the direction of the body. So it's a very similar feeling, and should be a very similar feeling when the same thing happens with the legs. Okay, so it's not so much the legs moving, is that the legs are relaxed and the trunk moves. Okay, so sideways and then into shin box. Okay, so side, back into shin box, down again, side, shin box, down again, side, shin box, down, 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 side, shin box. Okay, so now after that, what happened was we ended up sideways, shin boxing, and then passing, and then getting up. Okay, so we go side, shin box, and then pass. Okay, so in order to continue with the same direction, you're not going to change sides for about 4 times. We're going to keep doing one side and coming back to Ukemi, one side, coming back to Ukemi, one side, same side, and then we change sides. Okay, so crossing, shin boxing, passing. Again, crossing, shin box, pass. Again, cross, shin box, pass, and cross, shin box, pass. So, cross, shin box, pass. One more. Cross, shin box, pass. All right. Now the other side. Okay. The other side. Okay. Cross, shin box, pass. Cross, shin box, pass. Cross, shin box, pass, cross, shin box, pass, one more, cross, shin box. All right, so we're kind of getting a little bit in there. So the idea was to try to get up, as soon as possible. The exercise was, the super keiko was with kote gaeshi. So in this case, I said, you didn't have kote gaeshi or me. So we came here, that's fine. And then she led me again. Up, go. And again, down. Hello, my legs. Inbox, pass. Again, down. Legs, inbox, pass. And so on. So we keep that getting up. This is what was being difficult. Just to finish up for today, after the passing, the next demanding thing is the explosive element of going up. So in order to go up, going with explosiveness, let's just practice it first, just on our knee. So opposite knee, and one action, up into your knee and down. Remember, when we go up in one leg, our single leg will be challenged, it's balance. Balance is a matter of several factors. Some of them are within our control, some of them are more difficult. So good alignment of ankle, knee, and hip is important. Your capacity to balance perception, that's a difficult one to control because it's affected from a variety of things, But another thing that you can control is the engagement of your core muscles, which will connect upper body and lower body. If your core muscles are loose, then your upper body starts moving one way, your lower body starts moving the other way, and then everything feels more out of balance. So what we're going to do now is we're going to here, you're going to up, engage core muscle, couple of seconds, and down. Okay, so focus on good alignment on your knee, on your leg, and engaging core muscles on your action up, so you can keep upper body and lower body together. So 1, down, 2, down, 3, down, 4, down, 5, down, change side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yeah. So eventually that's going to be the demanding part of the last part of this exercise. We're going to end up crossing legs, releasing your legs, moving into a shin box position, being able to pass, and then being able to explode. And then come back again, going to the other side, and so, okay? Let's do that just to finish up, nice and slowly, only 3 times each side, and using your breathing to finish. Okay, so sitting down, release your legs on side, shin box position, passing of your leg, and explore. 1, down, release your legs, shin box position, passing, explore. 2, down, release legs, shin box position, pass, explode. 3, down, release legs, shin box, pass, explode. 4. So, change side. 4 times the other side. So, release legs, shin box, pass, explode. 1, 8, legs, shin box, pass. 2, legs, shin box, pass. 3, legs, shin box, pass. 4, and relax. Okay, so all of that effort and working on the legs was because we were trying to work on the alignment part of the Ukemi. The importance of being physically aligned to give ourselves the better chance, the better set of possibilities, to receive whatever technique comes from the other side. Sometimes if we are not aligned, or if we have wrong alignment, we limit the possibilities that we have to receive techniques. Sometimes we don't align at all, and only one technique we could receive from that position. Sometimes we overcommit on the alignment, and again, we limit our options to only one position. But good alignment maximizes as much as possible with our limited body the set of directions and options that we can take to receive a technique. But in order to do that, we need to remember that our legs must be constantly trying to find an organized pattern, an efficient pattern, in order to present ourselves forward again to our partner. And sometimes we don't put nowhere near enough amount of attention to our body. With our hands, we are very quick to kind of follow, but our legs don't seem to have the same capacity to do it. So that's why all of these exercises hopefully helps us to do a little bit of that. Okay, so let's finish up. Great. Hey.
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。Thank you very much.